everyone, welcome to my channel on this Sunday, March 9th, and it is currently 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's probably like 10:02 right now, and I've got everything set. I just did some multitasking. Had to go to the bank, went to Shaw's, got rid of some plastic bags that had built up, and I should have got those Entenmann donuts because on the way back for some grocery shopping I had to get milk, eggs, bacon, and some other things. I went into Dunkin Donuts, so this is the second time in the past couple of days. Oh, and I'm still not I don't know what's going on, but let's what I order comes to $20.03. So I had the exact same total that I had a couple of days ago. I haven't done the press. I haven't edited the video yet, so bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant, hash browns, and snack and bacon, and 4 jelly donuts, and an extra large coffee. I'm gonna have coffee. Got my donuts. I had 2 bags of groceries and the milk, gallon of milk, which I can barely pick up with my shoulder now. But it actually is a workout. I actually got a second wind as I was walking, which is always a good feeling to get that extra expansion. So I got my coffee. I was jonesing for a coffee. I bet subconsciously I'm thinking, oh, maybe it was the vitamin D deficiency that was causing the heartburn. We'll give the coffee another try. I'm not spending $20 every day for some Dunkin Donuts. That's crazy. That's $40. Gone. Just on Dunkin Donuts. So snack and bacon. I found out a couple of days ago, or a while ago, when I got the Rode mic, I spent like a couple of days figuring out I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And I think I've mentioned this in videos that I haven't edited yet. There's a patch cord that goes from the receiver, right? The transmitter transmits to the receiver, and you can change your audio to manual audio. So you just lower the audio in the camera as low as possible, and then it takes in the audio from the receiver. You have a little patch cable that goes from the receiver into the microphone input of the camera. Well, the Canon is garbage. This is a brand new camera. This isn't a used camera. I bought it new, and I never used the mic input. It's garbage. It is so sensitive that if you just push in the cable, the connector, it doesn't, you get no audio. And I'm scratching my head thinking, what am I doing wrong here? I'm watching all these videos on YouTube, and they're like, you plug it in, reduce the audio all the way down, and then tap it so it's up like 4 notches. And then you get the appropriate audio level input from the receiver. I'm getting no audio, and I'm like, what's going on? So when I test it, there's still the microphone input, on the camera. And that's the audio, and it's really low. So I'm not getting the audio from the receiver, and I'm like, what is going on here? So I finally figured it out. I gotta play with it, but then I have to wonder if in the course of doing the video, I'm not monitoring my video level input to the camera. I could put it on menu, put the audio, so I'm just constantly looking in one way. It wouldn't be a distraction to look at the side LCD display. It would get you to keep on looking at the lens in that aspect. So I don't think, this is the specific Canon spec cable. I think I looked on their website. It's, a standard cable, audio input jack. It's crapple, as Archie Bunker would say. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant. Does Pillsbury make a croissant, like the biscuit thing, so you can make croissants at home? They must, right? I feel like the Tin Man. When I get up in the morning, I need one of those oil cans. Get all my joints moving again. But again, the odd thing is it's just from the waist up. It's my ribs, my shoulders, my sternum. What are these things? Clavicles. What are those things called? Must be because of my searches on the internet. I get these shorts. There's one, the guy was saying, to stay healthy you have to have muscle. And I could have sworn someone like Joe Rogan said that I know somewhere on the internet, that it was just about impossible to build muscle after 65 or something like that, but that's not the case. I googled it. It says you can build muscle. It might be more difficult to do, but as long as you bring in enough protein and do enough, what do they call those? Calisthenics now. Weight training. So I left Shaw's with about just over $50 tab. So lower than what I usually get, but I didn't get much. Oh man. Oh, I still hate to cough because it hurts right here when I cough. Ridiculous. Yeah, so let's see. They had Vienna fingers, so I got those. So the total was $50.81. And there was one thing that stood out, and that was when the audio on the self-checkout said $13.99. But there was $1.50 savings for the bacon, Oscar Mayer bacon, which was $12.49. So bacon has gone up a little bit. I did get the regular, the usual egg size, $5.99. I think that's gone up. It used to be $5.49, right? It's $5.99 now for a dozen eggs. The milk is $3.99. Vienna fingers was $4.49. And I was happy that the rustic, they had the rustic bread that I like, the hearty grains and seeds, rustic oven. I like this bread, so I grabbed that. Now I'm pretty sure this package has shrunk, or the dimensions have changed. I don't know, maybe I'm imagining it. So there's the eggs. Wait a minute, these are extra large. Is there an extra large? No, there's jumbo. Maybe these are larger ones than I usually get. Fine ripened tomatoes. Fine ripened tomatoes. The rustic bread, $4.49. some, what do they call those pickling cucumbers? For $3.99 for cucumbers. Two things of asparagus. Asparagus. One of them they go by weight, so one was $4.19. The other one was $3.67. I keep on turning to this microphone even though I have this. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. The Rode mic on. Because I don't know how this up. I haven't edited the videos yet that I've done with the Rode mic audio. Okay. I was out of these, so I bought a package of these hash browns. $3.99. There's the bacon. That's $12.49. And the cucumbers. I like these cucumbers. I made a cucumber salad last night. And I had 2 big slices of anchovy pizza I had made. From now on, I get that Boston dough until I start making my own dough. I cut it in half. I got the thinnest crust to date. That's the way to go for me now on. I still had the thinnest crust pizza, but the outside edges had some good puffy parts that were just, oh, that was so good. And I made a pizza. I didn't record anything, but I made a pizza about a week ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I made 2 pizzas, one with pepperoni and one. There is another pizza that I like. And I guess you can call it a vegetarian pizza, but it's not like, you put broccoli and mushrooms and all that stuff on it. It's just tomatoes and onion pizza. Those are good. I'll have one of those pizzas. But to use that whole pizza dough, that portion is too big. You end up with a thicker crust. And it's, if you really was to make that a thin pizza, it would be a 16-inch or 24-inch pizza. It would be a huge pizza, but thin crust. Definitely has to be portioned in half. That's the way I'm going. from now on. Those pizzas were so good right out of the oven. The pizza I made yesterday, I had anchovies. I didn't have any more tomatoes, and I just said, I've got a white onion. I'm going to put onion on this pizza. It's just going to be tomato sauce, cheese, and onion. Oh, it was delicious. Well, let me put this stuff away for now so I can have a chili donut. Alright, I'm back. When did I was making pizza like 12 o'clock at night or something. I had one of the best meals that I've ever, I don't know how to describe it now. I had a meal that I've had before, but I paired it up with something else, and everything came together, and it just hit perfectly. I was eating and I'm like, I would have been satisfied if I got this in a restaurant. This is just perfect. I was hungry, but it just, and this is what it was, nothing special. I bought split chicken breast. So, one of the delusional things is I keep on saying, I'm going to start losing weight, so I'll have chicken. And, no starch or anything like that. I just had, asparagus, so I bought asparagus again, right? And I think I ended up having a piece of bread with that because it just wasn't filling. Oh no. I made a salad. That's right, I made a salad. So I had the chicken breast, asparagus that I sauteed in a pan, and a salad. So the next day I had some meat left. These are really big sized chicken breasts. So I had meat left over. So I said, you know what? I feel like having some cream of chicken. So I put the chicken in the microwave for a minute to warm it up, to loosen up the meat. I put some oil and butter in a pan. And I had this bag that I've been nursing forever. It's got to be like 5 years old of flour, but it's good for making roux still. Finally finished that off. Oh, and also putting it down on the board, the peel, when I make pizza, so it doesn't stick to the board. Finally got rid of that. Finally finished that off. But I'm in the process of making the roux, and I'm like, oh no, I don't have any chicken broth. Then I remembered I bought some chicken cubes. Not chicken cubes that had been in the cabinet for like 10 years, but fresh chicken cubes. So, felt good then. Like everything, that was a clue that things were going to come together. So I put 8 ounces of water in a cup, boiled the water, put the chicken cube in, was stirring the roux, the flour and the butter. I cut the ends off asparagus, I was sauteing the asparagus. I took the toast out, got that to just defrost on its own in the toaster, because I wanted to time it just right. So I was going. Mix the roux occasionally. I took the pieces of meat. There was a lot of meat left, and I was so hungry I was eating the meat as I was taking it off of the bone, off of the rib cage and the chicken breast. So I put the 8 ounces into the flour, and I'm putting it in, and it immediately got really thick, and I'm like, uh-oh. I forget the proportions you're supposed to use for flour and butter and liquid. I did have to put just a little, like less than a quarter of a cup of water in to thin it out again. But I put the chicken in, just salt and pepper. Actually, I don't think I put salt and pepper. I put pepper in because I'm thinking I had salt on the chicken breast when I cooked it. And then I had the cubes, which are high in sodium. And yeah, it was pretty. It didn't need salt. So I had some char on the asparagus. I put the toast in. The toast popped up. I put the toast down. It was like the perfect amount. I used it all. Perfect amount of the cream of chicken. And I had 2 bunches. I mean, I'm like, oh, might as well cook the whole thing. So I used some of it, but it was still like, I think I had like 8 pieces of asparagus. So I had 4 on each side. Presentation even looked good. That asparagus sauteed in a pan. All this time I'm warming up the oven thinking I gotta roast it. You can get that char on in a pan too. I sat down and had that meal. It was hot. It was hot. The timing was perfect. Everything came together just right. I sat down and it was so good. That's why I had to get asparagus again, because I have to have that other chicken breast half is going in the oven today. And really, cream of chicken on toast. That can be a breakfast. That can be that was another meal I had around 1 o'clock in the morning. That was so delicious. Yeah, so one donut is $1.59. For some reason, she put 3 donuts in, and then had to add a donut. So, extra large coffee is $3.29 at Dunkin' Donuts. Do they charge you extra for the cream and sugar when you say you want cream and sugar on it? I don't. They would break that down, I think. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant is $4.79. 6-piece hash browns are $1.49. 1 snack and bacon, which I think is really good. The hash browns have a weird manufactured taste to them. I don't know if it's supposed to be imitation griddle taste or something like that. I don't know. It's smoky or something. Snack and bacon is a hit. Those are really good. I like that. That's $2.79. Betcha that's going to be going up. So the total was $18.72, $1.31 in tax, and $20.03 total. But they just took the 20. I gave him then I felt guilty, so I gave him $1 tip. Oh. had some donuts. Oh yeah. For 2 days, we had a windstorm that was unbelievable. I broke down on Friday and went to Staples and bought a new chair for $89. It was like $89.99. I sat in it there, felt okay. Big mistake. Because of all these pains I've got. I can't sit in that chair for too long. I've changed my mind. It's better off to go ahead and spend big bucks on a nice padded, like lawyer, or a gaming chair. But everything is made in China and everything is garbage. I'm looking at these gaming chairs on Amazon that are like $120, $130. And they fall apart in a year. The fabric tears, the stitches tear, the vinyl is so thin it starts to fall apart from wear. And I don't know if these specific gaming chairs that you would find somebody like, I don't know, any of these gamers promoting on their channel, whether it's worth it. I did a quick Google search. There was some company selling one for over $500. But it's definitely, if you're going to be sitting in a chair, you're better off just buying a lounge chair that has the footrest that comes up and having a table that slides under the chair and into your lap. You're better off just buying a piece of furniture type of chair. I got this other chair, it's so old. All the foam is probably disintegrated, trapped in the fabric. And nothing works. The gas piston doesn't work. The back resistance doesn't work. I gotta take that apart so I can fit it in a trash can. They don't take anything unless it fits in the trash can these days. I have to get rid of that today. That's my project for the day. But I went to Staples on Friday, and last night I discovered it's a good thing because I was thinking of an excuse to go to Home Depot for something, I don't know what. But anyways, Route 1 South in Saugus was shut down. All the poles got blown over. They were like at a 30-degree, I don't know, maybe 45-degree angle over the highway. That's how strong the gusts were. I don't know how they would work on that yesterday because it must still be shut down now because you can't, as a lineman, you can't replace those poles in a windstorm like that. Yesterday started off just like this. It was quiet in the morning, and then all of a sudden, these huge gusts build up in intensity. They kept on building and building and building. I had a downspout fly off. But I think tree limbs and trees were coming down left and right yesterday. And what was it? This is Sunday, Saturday. Maybe it was later on Friday, because when I went to Staples, it wasn't windy. was later on in the day that I got home. And then it continued through Saturday, through yesterday. It almost got annoying to a point. I was getting aggravated because it was just constant howling wind. Did you ever see, I haven't seen that for such a long time. There's a couple of shorts from the science fiction writer Ray Bradbury. And one is with a planet that it constantly rains. And people go crazy unless they can get it out of the rain. I forget the name of that. But there's this planet and this crew of astronauts. I think they crash on the planet. But it's a known planet. So what they have is these domes. What do they call them? Sun domes. They're not called pleasure domes. That might be another movie. They're called sun domes, maybe. But they're little spheres. Shelters with an artificial sun in it or something like that. I thought they had like robots in there that took care of you too or something. But anyways, they're these guys and they're trapped in the rain and they're trying to make the way. They're lost in this rain forest jungle that the rain just constantly beads down on you. And they go crazy one by one. They're going crazy from the rain constantly beating on their heads. They come across one dome. But then when they get close to it, they see one side is completely destroyed. And then also as soon as something dies, it completely gets covered by like mold and fungus and mushrooms and everything immediately gets eaten by fungus. And in the very end, I think one guy survives. He makes it to one of the domes and goes inside. I seem to recall he gets greeted by a woman when he goes inside. So there's like an artificial life form, an android or something like that. Not a robot, it looks human. And, they got like music playing. And there's a sun in the middle. Or a bright, warm, glowing globe that radiates light and warmth. I think that's just how it ends. I remember that one, but I think there was like, I don't know if it was a trilogy or something. I'm gonna go research that, and if I can buy it, I think I might buy it. Oh, you know what I watched on Amazon? I'm so jonesing for a nice science fiction movie. I watched that, I think I told you already in another video. It's what's the name? The most recent Alien type of movie. It's Romulus. Is that it, Romulus? I like that. But then I was so bored. I was going to rent it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I bought, is it a Korean movie? Witcher? Is that little girl that's been enhanced? So she has all these abilities. Well, it's actually a group of kids that this company has enhanced with drugs. They have like kinetic powers and stuff. But then somehow I came across maybe a short for that movie. It's 2011. The movie Paul, with those two English guys that were also in that zombie movie, it was a comedy. It was pretty funny. I think, yeah, wasn't it the same two guys? I wonder if they wrote the script for that movie. But anyways, Paul, I bought it. I liked it. It was Kristen Wiig, is that her name? From SNL. She's pretty funny in that. As a Christian girl. Then Paul fixes her eye. But I'm looking at these videos on Amazon. I'm looking at the reviews. What was the movie? I had hopes that it was going to be okay. Something watchable. And people were just like, oh yeah, there's some movie. It was a short on YouTube where a guy wakes up in a secure hospital room, and he has synthetic legs, and he freaks out because he wakes up and he has these synthetic legs. And some aliens, for some reason, gave him synthetic legs, I think. I don't know. But people were saying the movie just didn't make any sense whatsoever. But now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't seen that that remake of RoboCop. I saw a short on YouTube for that, where he freaks out because it's just his head and his torso, I think. He doesn't even have limbs attached yet. And they boot him up, and he starts to freak out. That's one, it's funny. For a couple of years ago, there was a lot of buzz about being close to a head transplant. And then it's like, nothing's come up in the news. But that would, psychologically, it's one thing doing something physically to solve a problem. But what about psychologically? Whether you could handle it. It's like face transplants. Your identity is who you see. You put a new face on you. I don't... Going to Mars, man, you gotta do some serious psychological profiling of those people. I think it's probably best to have them on drugs for the whole trip. Till they get there. they might do irrational things while on drugs. Put them to sleep or something, I don't know. Then what happens if you need human intervention on the way? Nobody deals with that. They did that once on Star Trek, right? Where they bring, every once in a while, they had one of the original Star Treks where the fighter jet pilot, they beamed him on because he saw the Enterprise. And then there's the one where the Borg are interfering with the past First Contact. That wasn't called First Contact, right? Was that where they humans meet for some reason I can't think of Spock's race. That's weird. Okay. Spock is a... Oh, man. Anyways, they bring that woman on board. You have to do, psychological intervention. I think somebody would go crazy. They just don't accept, unless they don't know, they just accept it. If a spaceship landed today, would the world just accept it and say, gee, I wonder if there are other aliens out there, and ignore the alien that just landed? I mean, we ignore all the other exotic species on this planet. It's pretty crazy. We're looking for aliens, and we got stuff like a platypus, which looks like it was made over from leftover parts. Nothing seems to faze us anymore. Well, I mentioned in the other video, when I went to Staples, I'm like, uh-oh, I couldn't turn to see the oncoming traffic so I could pull onto Route 1. I'm like, how am I going to do this? I'm at the wheel, and I could only go like this. I couldn't see the oncoming traffic. I was like using my sixth sense, my very outer edge of my peripheral vision. I'm like, is that car, is he gonna make the turn? Or is he, how fast is he going? Should I pull out now? I almost panicked. I'm like, oh no, how am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna have to wing it. Put my signal on. There's a little bit of distance as you go under the bridge before you have to commit to get into the right lane there before Dunkin Donuts. I immediately looked at my rearview mirror. But that was something. I got an exercise bed. I gotta start doing stretches again. I had to pick up some stuff in the yard yesterday because of the wind, and I had to just bend my knees and go straight down till the length of my arm allowed me to pick up, and then straighten up. I couldn't bend over. I couldn't. This is crazy. I caught myself there. I was gonna say friggin'. But all right, so that's been 39 minutes. sugar off my hands so I could restart the camera without getting any sugar on it, but I'm not going to a doctor. Last time I went to that doctor, I ended up with the colonoscopy. No prescriptions of anything, because I had blood in the stool. I don't even recall what the diagnosis was. It was like, I don't even think I had polyps. It was just, I remember I had something locally, takeout. I don't want to mention anything. And was not feeling good after I had that meal. So much so, I threw out the leftovers I had. And that's when I got blood in my stool. Not to gross you out, but I was due for a colonoscopy anyways. So there was nothing to write home about. But I had a couple $1,000s of out-of-pocket expenses. I remember out-of-pocket when I went to have the colonoscopy. It was something like $300 right there before I was admitted. But I thought about it afterwards, I had no prescriptions. I think I had some blood work, must have had some blood work done, because I'm thinking, why didn't they give me any antibiotics? But I guess the blood work, I guess your white blood cell count would tell you if you have an infection or something like that. And the colonoscopy didn't show anything, so. And then when I went there with the arthritis flare-up, or whatever it is, I didn't get any diagnosis. I mean, it resolved itself on its own. So this is the 4th flare-up, I think, that I've had so far. I think, 2 of them, I know for a fact, had to do with, one was the cholesterol medication. I've said this before. It was an alternative to the first one that gave me the runs. That second alternative, and even the manufacturer even tells you that it can cause permanent joint damage. I stopped using that because I couldn't even get out of bed, and that's similar to what's going on right now. Then I had that rubella and what is it? Tetanus booster. But I thought I was just getting tetanus, and it ended up being three combo. You didn't just get the tetanus; it was a combo shot. Had that right after that shot. And what was the next one? Was it the Pfizer shots? Then I got sick. I got sick when I had that combination of flu and the third. It was a combo flu and the Pfizer shot, my third booster. Or the second booster, I think. I had 2 or 3. I had 2 boosters, so I had 3 shots. No, 1 booster. The first Pfizer shot. Then you had a second Pfizer shot. It was 2 doses. The first one was a bus came to town, and I resisted for months not getting it. Wasn't going to get the shot. And for some reason, I just acquiesced. I regret it. And got the shot. And then you wait. You had to wait a certain period of time to get your second shot. Then I got my booster. I got sick when I had that flu and booster shot. It wasn't the pain, I just got sick. I got flu-like symptoms. And then I got COVID twice. Now you can't prove to me, I mean, people can say, oh, but you don't know, the symptoms would have been worse if you hadn't had the shots. You might not have made it. Prove it. How do you know that despite having the shots, I was strong enough to survive? That maybe the shots gave me... I think there's evidence that people that have had the shots actually became more susceptible to getting COVID. There's data out there for that. I wonder if YouTube's going to detect that in the video. Anyways, I got sidetracked there. And now I have this, I think it's an autoimmune thing. Triggered by that exertion. The first week of January on that slushy 2 inches of snow that I pushed aside for a couple of hours during the night. And maybe low vitamin D. But I'm not healing. Maybe with the sun, the birds are out with anticipation of spring coming. It's going to be a nice sunny day today and the birds are out there. I had a cardinal in the bird bath this morning. I got a heated bird bath out there. I decided to keep on. I think I turned it off last year. I decided to keep it on this year. I don't know how much electricity that cost me, but... Alright. So, and then... You know, I'm not saying that it's not also not eating right. So, once again, I'm gonna okay, from here on, I'm gonna do a fast too. I can tell you one thing, I want to get back down. It kills me that I was at 180. I got down to 180. I can't believe I didn't tell myself a mindset, no matter what. Don't go back. You got here. At least stay right here at 180. So, I did that with all those crunches I did. And just push-ups and crunches and lean exercises I was following for the midsection exercises. Walking alone doesn't do it for me. Plus, hurt my foot in the process of walking 8 miles a day. So, yeah. That's what happens when you get older. You start fantasizing about getting up back in shape again. I'd like to get back again to know what it's like to be at 165. That would be my ideal accomplishment. A nice lean 165. So, thanks everyone for stopping by. Thank you for your comments. I think this is going to be the 4th video that I have that I need to edit. And I have this impulse where if I edit 4 videos, I want to upload them and release them all at once. Just get it over with. That's not good for the algorithms, but and non-eating videos, I keep on saying it. I figure if I embarrass myself by making claims that I'm making goals, puts pressure on me to reach that goal. the examples, every chapter, and I can type them with the Rode microphones on my wrists with Open Broadcasting Studio. So I can show you on the screen the examples I'm doing. I have a book on C++ too. I'd like to accomplish that and finish those. Yeah, it felt good to be with 180. I felt the reduction in my midsection. I like that stand-up routine that Bill Burr does about losing weight. You have to have a coach. He's like, you don't have to have a coach when you want to gain weight. It's real easy. You don't need a coach. You just eat and you gain weight. It's a funny routine. Thanks everyone, and thanks for your comments and continued support. Thanks for using the Amazon affiliate link in the description. Yep. All the snow's gone here. I wonder what the snow. I'm gonna look at the live cams on Killington. I was thinking of buying skis and do some skiing with an action cam. But again, I want a DJI action cam. You have to have a smartphone in order to register them, to activate them. But it's incredible. Skis are like $1,000. You could probably get used skis. I've seen some skis for $500 new. I had forgotten all about when I bought skis when I was in high school. They were Head skis, so that company's still around. I saw that name and I'm like, that was the ski brand that I had. Head skis. I bought a ski package for like $300, under $300. Now skis alone are $500 to $1,000. And a daily ticket is it's $150. It was like, I think it was like $18. Then maybe it went up to just over like $22. Last time I skied. It's crazy. Alright. I'm really ending the video this time, so thanks again. Till next video everyone, bye. Thanks for watching.